to NWJ. This is video number 2 in the complete beginner series. This class we're going to focus on sun salutation A. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get ready to let go and let's flow. Alright, so before we get into sun salutation A, I want to clarify something because a lot of people typically have questions regarding what I'm about to explain. So when it comes to breathing and linking your breath to each movement, you want to inhale as on upward movements and exhale on downward movements. So if you're lifting something up, inhale. If you're collapsing down, exhale. So just remember that as we link our breath to our movements. I'm going to break down sun salutation A. The first go around, I'm going to give a lot of verbal cues. I'm going to be going very slow. You can follow along if you would like. Second time we go through it, I'm going to be using less verbal cues and we're going to flow through it more fluidly and it should feel more natural. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start at the top of our mat here, starting in mountain pose. So make sure to press into your feet here. Have your shoulders in line with your hips. So don't lean too far forward, don't lean too far back. Engage your quads, engage your core, having your belly draw towards your spine. Tuck your tailbone so your booty's not sticking out like this, and so you're not slouching like this. You don't want to over tuck. So imagine your pelvis like a bowl that's holding water. So if you tilt the bowl too far back, the water's going to spill out, and if you tilt it too far forward, the water's going to spill out in the back. So try to just hold that cup in the center. Engaging your core, reach through your fingertips down, look straight forward, breathe. And together, go ahead and inhale, raise your arms to the sky, reach through your fingertips. Aim to touch your palms here. If you can't touch your palms, just continue to reach through your fingertips. Make sure your shoulders are drawing down away from your ears. So you don't want your shoulders shrugged all the way up towards your ears just so you can touch your palms. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed down away from your ears. And as you exhale, go ahead and draw your palms towards your heart center. Bend your knees and then lead with your hips going back, bringing your chest to your thighs. I'm going to do it from this angle so you can see it as well. Bring your chest to your thighs. From here, it's okay if your knees are bent. And then we're going to come, this is forward fold. From here, we would go into halfway lift. So you place your palms on your shins, look down and forward, drawing your chest through your shoulders, squeezing your shoulder blades together. Then you would exhale, coming down into forward fold once more. From here, we would lower our fingertips onto our mat, preparing to step back into plank pose. I'm gonna move so you can see me. So go ahead and step back into plank pose. You can either stay into high plank or you can lower onto your knees. If you are taking high plank, make sure your belly isn't dropping here. Your core needs to be engaged. So push your belly button towards your spine. You should be pushing through your palms. So your shoulder blades should be drawing away from each other. You don't want to be collapsing in your chest here. If you find yourself doing one of those or barely being able to breathe, then you need to drop your knees. All right, so you can come into chaturanga from being on your knees. The aim is to have your arms bend 90 degrees and you want your elbows hugging in towards your body. So go ahead, you would bend forward, making sure your core is engaged, looking down and forward, making sure not to bend past 90 degrees because this puts more stress on your shoulders, which can lead to injury over time. And making sure that your arms aren't just barely bent here. If your arms are barely bent, then you can stay into low plank and then just transition into the next pose. Or you can bend them slightly, try Exhale as you lower. So you would push forward through your toes, so shift your body forward. Then you would press through your fingertips, have your elbows drawn towards each other, having your arms lower halfway, engaging your core. And you, once again, making sure not to have your arms come too low because that's unnecessary stress on your shoulders. And if you find yourself barely bending your elbows here, then that's a sign you should probably go onto your knees and do the modified version of chaturanga. So if you wish to do it with me, go ahead and press into your palms, taking whichever variation you feel is best for you. Shift forward, exhale, lower down, chaturanga. From after chaturanga, I'm going to have us take cobra. So in cobra pose, your knees and your feet are on your mat. Your ankles are drawing in towards each other. Your glutes are engaged. You press into your palms. Draw your shoulders through your arms. Lift up. Press into your fingertips. Looking forward. Not looking all the way up because that will scrunch your neck here. Just looking forward. It's cobra. Arms are bent. And from cobra, I'm going to go ahead and have us shift into tabletop pose, which is a pose I'll explain later. So let's go ahead and run through chaturanga to the cobra transition. So if you're on your knees, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, shift back to tabletop pose, hands and knees. Belly button drawing towards spine. You could do the same exact thing in high plank. From here we would transition into downward dog. So press into your fingertips, come onto the balls of your toes, shift your hips up into the sky, look at your feet or your belly button, knees slightly bent here if they need to be, drawing heels towards the mat, making sure there's no tension in the shoulders. And then you will walk your feet towards your hands, coming into forward fold like we did earlier. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend at your knees. Raise your arms to the sky, coming into mountain pose with your arms raised. Exhale, lower your palms in front of your heart center. All right, so we're going to run through that whole thing together. You could have watched the first portion or tried to participate with me, but now we're going to do it together. I'm going to use less verbal cues and we're just going to flow. So go ahead and start in mountain pose. Inhale, raise your arms to the sky. Palms touch, lowering to heart center. Go ahead and fall forward into forward fold. Chest to thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, place your fingertips on your mat. Exhale, step back into high plank or low plank. Inhale, shift your toes forward in for chaturanga if you're in high plank. Exhale, lower into chaturanga. Inhale, come into cobra. Exhale, shift back into tabletop. Go ahead and push back into downward dog. Holding here for a few breaths. Inhale, walk your feet up towards your hands. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, raise your arms to the sky. Exhale, palms touch, lowering to heart center. Namaste. All right, so that was sun salutation A. You can repeat this video as many times as you would like. Typically, you would repeat sun salutation A 3 to 5 times. You can do whatever you would like. But yes, thank you for flowing with me. If you have any questions or if you feel I explained something in a manner that made you confused, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Remember to shine the beautiful light that's in every single one of you guys. Please show your girl some love. Like, comment, subscribe, share. And until next time.